Is up, my beautiful nerdles? We are live from the city planet of Trantor. I have my special guest. He is the Abraxas to my Seldon. It is the Jedi Master Grayson, Alex himself from the Drunk Mantis. How you doing?
Doing great, man. I was thinking, I was about to say you're the Gale to my Salvo, but just considering our last conversation, maybe not so much.
I still stand by the fact that they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
They
They knew
knew,
what they were doing.
and it's disgusting, guys.
Disgusting. I love it. But yeah,
um,
I appreciate the invite, man. Excited to talk about the Gal Pals and what's going on in these
Pals.
crazy space odyssey.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And if you are just tuning in, figuring out like what we're doing here, it's a show called Foundation on Apple TV Plus. We love it. We're the only two people in the world that talk about it, and we get pretty excited when we talk about it. Last stream was 3 hours, but that's only because we were going over all of season one. They're on season two now, and then the first two episodes of the season two. We are covering episode three today, and that is the King and the Commoner, or something of the short. King and Commoner,
Mm.
and uh, I gotta say, well, tell me what you thought about this episode.
I personally feel like the show continues to be really good. And it continues to be good without having to have these crazy action set pieces. I thought there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot more conversations in this one,
Mm-hmm.
but being said, there's also a lot more things that just straight up confused me and just made me ask more questions about the world. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, we got some introductions of a couple characters that I thought were super cool and interesting for the story, and I'm excited to see where they go just based on how they develop them. You probably
Mm-hmm.
already know which character I'm talking about specifically from talking about that, but uh,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, like I dug this stepping stone in the story.
um and yeah, that character, because we actually didn't cover the end of episode two.
Oh yeah,
Just
that's right.
we had to cut it off.
Mm.
But there is this character, and his name is kind of slipping for me right now. It's like
Belle
Harborough.
Rios. Oh no,
Oh,
you're talking about Harbo Mallow. Har-
Hober Mallow. Hober Mallow.
Hober Mallow. Hober Mallow.
Horror, yeah. And,
Great name. Really.
yeah, and sometimes I gotta say it's hard for all of these names to stay in your head,
Yeah.
especially if you have like Harry Seldon and then Salvor Harden and then um what Gal
And
Dornick.
Gale. Yeah,
it
Dornick. Yeah.
and it just kind of all blends together there.
Yeah.
And then Harbor
Yeah.
Mallow.
The Hober Mallow. It's like Homer Shallow.
Right. Like, I don't know, just a random name generator of characters that we have here. And it's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, they're future names, I guess, but geez.
Yeah, it's the hard thing. Star
Hmm.
Wars runs into that sometimes too, where
Hmm.
like they'll have all these names that are super like unique, and you never heard these names before,
Hmm.
because they're trying to create this like unique world. But then you also have guys like there's a guy named Luke.
Hmm. Right.
Like it's a
Yeah.
very I know I worked with a guy
Hmm.
named Luke. That's not a very
Right.
futuristic name.
Or
Yeah.
like, yeah, or in Game of Thrones, how everyone kind of sounds like a little bit similar, and you're like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes it. Yeah, it's like no, I'm Hellbor. You're looking for Belvor.
Yeah. No, I'm Seldon. That's Salvor, and you're looking for Harbor.
Right.
It's like,
Yes.
okay. But
Yeah.
basically, Harbor Mallow is a uh he's someone that is going to be part of the Prime Radiant, or
Hmm.
Radiant has like listed him as someone of interest that would be a almost like a warlord, a religious type of zealot that's going
Yeah.
to put every one of these plans that Harry Seldon has set up out in disarray. And a creepy thing that they were able to show us is that okay, this is when I get into the like bear with me guys. Bear with me. Gail Dornick can see the future. And
Right.
she sees so far into the future, hundreds of years at least, where this guy has taken over in one of his um, mercenaries, one of his lieutenants, actually sees Gale in his future
Right.
looking at him from the past. So
Right.
that's the type of trippiness, that energy that's coming from this guy. He's a bit of a fourth dimensional being at that point.
Yeah. And it's so he is definitely like so, like back on like on Terminus, we get the vault message that says Hober Mallow. It's very vague. It just has his name after
Mhm.
homeboy from Mindhunters gets burnt all up.
Yeah, he gets fucked up. Yes.
Yeah. I was like, Phil, I was like, yo, Harry, that feels unnecessary to get your point across.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, because he gets really, it's shocking.
yeah, I
Um,
thought he was gonna be like the new Salvor, but no.
right. So we're looking at this guy here. The vault has opened up, and he goes, and instead of listening to his clerics, his religious clerics, he wants to be the one that kind of like ushers in this new age
Right.
because the vault has not opened up in 100 years.
Yeah.
So um, things have changed, and uh, it's more of a Terminus is now a what would you call that? An authoritarian type of state, like
Right.
loosely
Yeah.
based off of like the foundation's main principles.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah. It's looking more like Trantor than
mm,
like what what Harry
exactly,
Seldon wanted Terminus to end up being. Yeah.
exactly. And then this is the message
To the
here.
prophet, I will bring back his word, and then I will lead you all whither he sends us.
Wither, yeah, wither is a hitherto undreamt of.
But I thought it was
Yeah.
sorry, interesting having this message. I guess you'll probably play it in a minute, but the message of Hober Mallow, it just says Hober Mallow. It doesn't say get Hober Mallow or stop Hober Mallow or recruit Hober Mallow.
Right,
So
right.
that leads, I guess, the people to infer that he's important in a positive way, and I don't feel
Uh-huh.
like he is.
Right.
Like I thought it would have been a pretty good
Like,
omen that like someone dies and then they show someone's name in a creepy font
yeah,
that's bad.
yeah. Like I'm surprised that everybody wasn't like, um, wait, so was he Hober Mallow?
Yeah, yeah.
Like for real?
Yeah, it's not clear at all what the message is supposed to be.
Crap Mo Stank. Thanks for joining us today. I get that, but why do my packets of ham smell like fart? Stop sitting on them to warm them up. Use
Yeah, that
use a fryer or your stovetop. Don't use your ass. Um, from Twitch, by the way. I think this is like the first comment I've gotten from Twitch.
Oh wow.
Weird things have been going on with
With
the Foundation streams. It's very exciting. It's all in Harry Seldon's plan, though.
Hober Mallow! Hober Mallow! Hober Mallow! Hober Mallow! Hober Mallow! Get Hober Mallow!
Okay, so it is get Hober Mallow.
Okay, I forgot.
But however, but to your point though, that still is not like clear instructions.
Yeah, get can mean a lot of things.
You're welcome. The first one's free. Next one, don't charge you on that one.
Everybody gets one.
Everyone gets one.
Yeah, man, this is
and that's
pretty creepy.
Very dark and ominous. I did not know the vault could actually do that.
Yeah.
Like
you're coming out with new tricks every once in a while.
Right.
Every 100 years it shows you something new.
Yeah, it doesn't write anything nice though. It could say good morning.
Right, yeah. You can say hang in there with just like a little cat.
Right. But it's gotta be
this deadly ominous instructions, vague instructions.
And we end the episode 2 with the question of who the heck is Hober Mallow?
Who is he?
And this becomes like it's pretty interesting just because what we've seen before, or what we know about the RAMXES, about the Prime Radiant, is that it can't really predict individuals.
Yeah.
From what we've been told. So a Hober Mallow, again, the time frames could be 1,000 years of like you want us to find Hober Mallow in the whole galaxy. Like that's crazy.
Right. Yeah. And even one of the people asks, like, well, how did the Prime Radiant even know that someone named Hober Mallow would exist, let alone that his name would be Hober Mallow?
Yeah.
Like that's very precise.
Like you could say, find this figure that would be like in a position of power or whatever, with some type of designation. But a specific name, it's kind of like picking
which makes me believe
president in the next 100 years by their name,
Yeah, by their name.
That's fucking no.
Even hard enough to guess by gender.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, which makes me believe that Harry Seldon might also have some sort of, or had some sort of seer abilities when he first devised the Prime Radiant and built the vault and stuff like that, because obviously Gale has something a little bit more than just being able to read the numbers as far as predicting the future. So maybe he saw something in the future that maybe just helped reinforce his Prime Radiant theory and all that stuff.
Right.
Just I'm trying to at least stretch it to understand the specifics of the name Hober Mallow.
Right. Yeah.
Rather than there was going to be some guy who's sort of like Spacey Jack Sparrow. Look out for him.
Well, that's the thing. Did you think that? Well, we'll get to them. All right, we'll get to.
Oh, actually, Hober, yeah.
But lead us into this episode 3. What's going on with the Gal Pals and Harry?
Yeah, so what is going on with the Gal Pals? Yeah, so the Gal Pals, Harry Seldon pilots the ship with him, Gale Dornick and Salvor Hardin. Harry pilots the ship with Salvo and Gale to Ignis to set up the second foundation before promptly confessing that he isn't, in fact, going to Ignis. It's actually they're actually going to an abandoned mining planet called Una's World, and the Prime Radiant has tasked them with going there. Yeah, basically
they go to the Tatooine planet. But
yeah.
The Una's planet, and that was designated the Yana in the Prime Radiant told him to go there, right?
Yes, Yana. Yeah. Mm-hmm. His not his ex-wife. It was the mathematician
that kind of helped him figure out like the Abraxas equation.
And this is where the show gets like kind of like trippy and cool and confusing, because that's where like it starts to cross over with just like super mathematics and like the Force or something.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because now we're dipping almost into like more of the like a Dune side of the Foundation, where it is a bit more like of a supernatural way of seeing the future, more so than like an equation that was built to or designed to see the future. But yeah, they get on this planet and they have to
in Salvor, just to say, I just want to say, I like her hair this season. Like she switched it up. She looking nice. She looking good. She looking all right.
She's cool. She's a badass. And let's see here. So they're pretty. Harry or Seldon is being pretty vague about what is going on, and we get the sense that he doesn't really know. He's kind of like going down this path as well, but he needs someone to carry him because he exists like just basically in the Prime Radiant, so he can't really just go out, which is something that is funny because they have established this within the first 2 episodes, and I thought like we will be running with that for quite a while, right? And we'll see at the end of this episode that that's not the case, and has some pretty interesting implications of like what that means.
Yeah, that tie gets severed pretty quickly in this or not quickly in this episode, but pretty definitively. But I
go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say that it's interesting. Just the conflict between Gale and Harry is just still very constant. Like they were pretty much arguing all last season.
Yeah. We're like an old married couple.
Yeah. Gale still is like, fuck you, Harry. Just trust me. And he's like, I don't trust you. You're like
you literally disrupt everything.
Yeah, you're a disruptor. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I had this perfect plan, and then because of you, you're ruining it. You ruined it.
They have a very interesting relationship. Even when they start like trekking through the desert, their back and forth is really cool because just who they are, where they both stand. They both essentially want the same thing. They want the best for the universe, but they're also both very smart and very stubborn and don't really trust the other for different reasons. It's awesome.
Exactly. Yeah. And then we catch up with our people back on Terminus, and let's see here. This is a pretty interesting debate, what's going on with the information of Hober Mallow.
That success would require action. And the action we took at that time had a name, Salvor Hardin.
And if Harry Seldon had engraved the name Salvor Hardin somewhere at that time, you'd have a point.
Holly? So that's
Salvor
Hardin. Yeah, he's like, well, yeah, like, but Salvor Hardin was never talked about by Seldon. These names were never written down somewhere for people to like know, like, oh, this is the fucking you know, the second coming or whatever, right?
Right.
But with this, it specifically is, which just drives that implication of like what they should do or like how they should treat it, um, a bit more uh, uh precisely. Like they now these people have like an immense amount of action or agency that they can place on what they do next because of this one person.
Right.
They're no longer just waiting for like, oh, we just need to wait for the vault to open up. It's almost like what they have a quest now, and what happens next kind of is on their shoulders
Right.
with what they do with that information.
Yeah.
I thought was pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's got to be a huge, just like generational responsibility because like there are people who have like been born, lived their whole life, and died without even with not have seen. They didn't see the vault open the first time, and they didn't see the vault open this time. So they're just like going based on faith, hoping that they're going to have some sort of thing to do once it does open up. So like now that these people are in this. These people, I'm sure that they find themselves super lucky or maybe even blessed and like destined or scared to be in this position at this time. It's like, oh, now I have to take on this responsibility to actually do something, which is, it's huge. Man, it's so crazy. Like just how, in this world, like just religion is based off of this mathematical equation. It's one
badass.
Of the parts of it, yeah.
Let's see here.
It's plans.
You aren't even a believer.
I believe in psychohistory. I believe that the empire is going to fall. And if we're smart, we're the ones to bring it down. Humans will wallow like beasts for a very long time, unless we use what Seldon gave us and walk through that blasted mountain pass with that fucking asshole, Hober Mallow.
I really, really love this guy and his other cleric here. Like they are just kind of like this strange odd couple dynamic going on, which I mean, a lot of the show is like built on these like two characters having a pretty good relationship with each other. But these guys are just like pretty fun.
They're an interesting dynamic because they're not the same, but they're also not what you would assume from like two religious zealots. They're not like very pious and like they're just they both seem like they don't take themselves too seriously in different ways.
Right. Now we are catching up with Seldon and Gale. I'm just gonna say the Gal Pal side. They are
Gal Pal storyline.
Walking through the desert, and this is like very this right here was like such a Star Wars shot.
Yeah.
I was like, that is straight up out of Star Wars.
Very Tatooine vibes.
And they're having that debate about like what the fuck we're doing. They get there, and now we meet the commander.
Belle Rios.
The titular title, or actually no, this is the King and the Commoner. Who would that be referring to? This episode title,
The King and the Commoner, probably Belle Rios and Empire, right?
Okay, yeah,
maybe,
probably these guys. And this is like on a salt planet where these guys are working as slaves, as slave laborers. It's basically a KGB work camp that these guys are on, and it is brutal.
Yeah, like I remember seeing like some YouTube video about people who like go diving for salt, and like they can only do it for so long a day just because the salt would like starts to like
corrode your skin.
It's so abrasive that it starts to fuck up your skin. It's like, man, I'm sure they do not bring that consideration into this job.
Yeah.
Like I'm just,
No.
just telling them to work as long as until you die.
Yeah,
We saw
and
the
how
opening.
like fine and small like the dust that's being kicked up is, and like none of them are like really wearing masks. They're not wearing
Right.
the PPE that they need to be.
Right, yeah.
This is OSHA violations through the roof here.
Yeah, like if that dude walked into a 7-Eleven in 2020, he would not have been. He even got his mask up.
Belle Rios.
Belle
Lady
Rios.
Demoiselle.
And we come to find out that these are all of his old crew members, and Belle
Right.
Rios is a former commander of the Empire. So when he was how do I say this? When he worked for or was the commander for Empire, apparently there was some battle in which he went against the Empire's commands, and that really pissed them off. So him and his whole crew were banished to these salt mines as a punishment.
Right.
And he was told that his husband was dead.
Yeah.
Which,
it.
and I really like this guy's energy at first here.
Yeah.
There's, how many times have we seen the trope of like, oh, got to get this one guy out of retirement, and
Right.
like
Yeah. It's like
building
the
a
Rock.
log cabin or some shit, and
Yeah. It's like, I thought I told you that I was out of the game.
Yeah. Fury's just like, even when I'm out, I'm in. Right. But this guy, he kind of like barters with them a bit, like which to I don't know what success, because he did want his whole crew to go free just for the opportunity to enter negotiations, which I was like, that's a badass move right
His
there.
leadership is capricious and unwise.
That puts you in a position of strength then, doesn't it?
Their freedom, too. And just to be clear, that's not my price to go with you. It's my price to enter into a conversation about it.
Oof. Bars.
Yeah, so he's just like a little bit of a badass there.
Yeah, he's got some, like, at first when I saw him, I was like, maybe it's because we've been watching Secret Invasion, I was like, is that Ben Mendelsohn? He's giving some Talos energy for some reason.
A little bit there, yeah.
But no, I really liked the introduction to this character. He clearly has nothing to lose, but at the same time, it's like, if I'm going to negotiate for anything, it's not just going to be for me. So you automatically tell that he's not a selfish character.
Exactly. And what really pulls him out of the game is that she lets him know that his husband is alive. And while his men don't get to go free, he is able to negotiate that they have like a little bit better working conditions. Hopefully, they do come back into play. I feel like that would be a wasted opportunity, just like having all of these like kind of guys that are ready to like rebel or whatever and not come back to them at all.
Right.
Especially since they're his, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yes, like since you like you said that he has that connection to them, since they are people he worked with before. It'd be weird if it just ended on it's like, well, you guys get better sandwiches,
right? Yeah, one pizza party every night.
Whoever's the employee of the month chooses the topping. Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, but pizza from what system? Yeah, what system?
Sorry, y'all have to decide what system.
We'll let you
know a week before.
Breadsticks too? Breadsticks?
Oh man,
fine, okay, breadsticks. Yeah, but yeah, so we leave those guys back on Kessel.
Hey, can
the
I
salt
say,
mines of
sorry,
Kessel.
I know we talked about this a little bit last time, but this show continues to look fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, just little parts like when Demerzel is walking up on the salt planet, just like the way everything is shot. It's like, God damn, this show continues to just blow other shows with way higher budgets out of the water as far as this.
She just looks so regal too.
Yeah.
Like she's a really great character. She looks very android-like. She walks very android-like, and it just has this regal energy to her.
Great
where it doesn't look like, you know, she just always seems to be like towering over people. And
yeah, even like this
really
the way, like the way she was shot next to the big tower, like in the background, like just even sort of showing her stature in that sense. Like, man, it was really the show. They know how to point a camera. I'll tell you that.
Apple TV, more money than God, so it better be. They're good, $1 trillion company.
And they're using every dime.
That's how I knew, like, you know, even though the ratings for season 1 weren't like great or stellar, I knew that they were going to continue just because, like, man, they could just throw that away. We got you.
So how long y'all want this show to last? Like, we got you. You know, it's funny though, because it is crazy that this show is made by David S. Goyer, and I like been mad at David S. Goyer for Blade Trinity for so long. But he's redeemed himself with this show for me in my heart.
Yeah,
like, everybody is allowed to make a bad thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I make bad stuff all the time. Still got subscribers. I don't know how. So we catch up with the Gal Pals, and they have opened this vault. And it's like within this giant structure of a guy named Hand or whatever, huge monument, ancient thing. And there is, what do you know? It is Yana. And it doesn't make sense to me. Completely lost about like what is possibly going on this planet. Definitely should be getting more answers later in the season, but we don't get them this episode. What do you think is actually? Let me play this really quick.
I've seen depictions, and I know that means her. You're Gale, but
oh, never mind. It's Calais.
You died centuries ago. How are you alive?
You can ask what that means when we meet up again.
So what? So luck?
Yeah. So I feel like. Yeah, it's just another one of those things like we were talking about earlier where the mathematics and the science of everything is crossing with the supernatural of everything. Because we got this weird force ghost of Calais, she was the poet, mathematician, whatever, right? Who had like the volumes that inspired Seldon, right? So yeah, I feel like maybe there's just some sort of forced ghosty power in that, you know, people like Calais and Harry and now Gale possess, that's allowing for all this supernatural stuff to happen. Because Calais already knows that they're gonna meet again in the future, maybe on another planet, on one of these prime radiant force hubs. But yeah, this I'm interested to see how they're going to explain just what happens like, at the end of this episode.
It better be good. It better be good. But yeah, this it's interesting because, you know, I thought it's pretty cool that the way she speaks was also a tell.
I do hope the trek on the sand wasn't harder than you were prepared to endure.
I know your face. I've seen depictions, and I know that means her.
And when she says, "I know that meter," it's because of the way that she talks. Apparently, is well, I'm not going to say it. It's like just a very. It's basically
Right.
science iambic pentameter.
Yeah. No, yeah, I
and
get it. Yeah.
yeah,
It's like when you're like,
and
oh no, that sounds like that MF Doom cadence. Like
right, exactly. Right. Is that is that a little bit of Kendrick that I hear?
Right. And it's
And
like this dude definitely grew up listening to Eminem. Yeah, like when you
right.
listen to certain
Right. And so what happens is that she wants Seldon to enter the vault. And then she's like, "You gotta
Absolutely should
leave.
say
Bye,
goodbye.
Gale."
If you don't hear from me within 6 hours, leave.
I've already transferred control of the beggar back to Salvor.
Wait, don't you?
He's like, "You asshole! I just walked through that fucking desert with you to bring you here, and then you're just going to be like peace while you're like learning all the fucking secrets of the universe."
Right. He's like, pretty selfish, man.
Yeah.
He's like, and just wait around for like 6 hours and then you can leave. Like 6 hours is a long time, my guy, to just be hanging out. I ain't got no weed or nothing, no Netflix.
Right. There's literally nothing here. You're just throwing rocks at the sand.
Right.
Now, let's see here. This is when we cut to what I can call the Monty Python portion of of the episode.
Oh, right.
Like
yeah.
you know what I mean? It's got a very kind of satirical, like,
this is when it gets a little goofy,
yeah. And I was like, I didn't know why. Like last season was never this funny, right?
Yeah, there were not any moments like this that I can recall from the first season.
Like there's like a lot of the character dynamics again. We talked about the clerics and everything. But with the introduction of these characters too, it's just kind of silly. It's kind of interesting because it's not silly in a bad way either.
No.
It does feel like a little tonally off from the rest of Foundation, but it is pretty entertaining. And what's happening? Actually, can you give us a breakdown?
We now come to this undisclosed part of the universe where we meet Hober Mallow. We find out that he's somewhat of a con man because he's talking to I forget who this guy's name is, but he's trying to sell him some wares. But
the device, the castle.
But then the guy is like his assistant tells him, this is Hober Mallow. He's a famed con man. We should just arrest him now. He's like, bitch, I got this. I'm gonna get him in. I'm gonna trick him. It made me think of they clone Tyrone. He's like, you forgot that I'm a pimp. I do tricks for a living.
Did you watch that?
I finally watched it. Yeah,
fantastic, right?
It's pretty great. It's pretty
man. Jamie Foxx, what a legend.
Yes, the great performances. Like,
yeah,
man. I honestly, Tiana Paris and John Boyega and Jamie Foxx. Obviously, I've been fans of all three of them for a real long time. So it's like, yo, they're on the same movie.
Yeah,
and this isn't the biggest movie of the year. What's going on?
It is on Netflix right now, which I thought it was pretty interesting. It's like been number one on Netflix for a while.
Okay.
And I actually got like 8 pages of a script ready to cover it.
Okay.
So I want to put that together. If I wasn't so sick this last weekend, I would have been made a lot more progress on that before the end of the month, but that should be coming soon.
Oh man, I'm looking forward to watching it.
But I thought it was interesting that there weren't a lot of YouTubers covering it. I mean, there definitely are videos on it, but the #1 movie on Netflix. Usually, everyone is covering it, but
it's
obviously,
funny.
like Eric Voss from the New Rockstars isn't going to be
Right.
There's a reason. It's because it's a predominantly black. It's a very black movie. So
but it's also a very sci-fi movie,
mm-hmm.
and it's funny because just like I guess that I've heard a little bit from Foundation Talk. I know that the release date got fucked up a little bit. I need to go figure out why. But I remember putting out a video in like October of last year, being like, "Hey guys, so in November or in December, I'm gonna be talking about they cloned Tyrone." Just because because I remember them. They made the release date in December. They released the promo picture of 3 of them in the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "That's all I need to know to watch this movie. These 3 in the movie and this aesthetic." And then it didn't come out. Like they were just like, "Oh, the release date has changed. It'll come." It's like TBA.
Was that always on Netflix?
It was always supposed to be a Netflix thing. Yeah, as far as I know. But then it just popped up this month, so I got to figure out why it got so delayed.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, it's great. I can't wait to hear your review on it.
Yeah, I'm having a fun time writing it. It's just, God, sometimes I'm like, I need an editor,
Right.
I need an editor, or I need like someone to like write it and voice it, and then I edit it or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, somebody. Yeah, to elite. Yeah, to divide responsibilities. Yeah.
All right, so but back to Foundation.
Foundation.
Let's see if I can pull this.
My people will take no commerce. It carries with it a compulsory religion.
No, I'm a master trader. Money is my religion.
Come down. One moment.
That's not Trader Ponyets. That's Hober Mallow, a notorious confidence man.
So that's Hober Mallow, and that is not who I expected Hober Mallow to be, right?
Yeah, especially since like from the flashback, you wouldn't expect this kind of character.
Or the flash forward, is that this guy is apparently going to be raining destruction all throughout the galaxy. People in his name, a jihad almost within this guy's name. So. It's kind of interesting to see that he's just like this, like kind of goofy con man.
Yeah, it's almost like a Captain Mal type character, where he's just like confident, jovial underdog who comes out on top kind of guy.
Exactly.
You wouldn't expect them to be evil.
Right. Like this guy is going to be turning heel in the crazy like it's going to be really drastic what's happening here. But yeah, he's showing off this device to this fiefdom that allows you to transfer or switch places with somebody of like equal mass or in proportions to you.
Right.
Let's see here.
Demonstrate your miracle.
It is called a castling device, and I am confident it'll earn its place next to the Eye of Corel in your heart.
It's a nice little nod. I like this scene because that just the way that exposition goes, he's demonstrating the importance to the character. It's like, hey, this is going to be as cool as that other thing that you got, which makes that King character like intrigued on the device, but it also like plants a seed later that like when he ends up stealing it is like, oh, that's what he was after, like that other important thing. Because if that just like ended up missing later, it wouldn't have like hit home. It's like, oh, I guess that there was a jewel in that.
Right. Exactly.
But, yeah. So really it's well written scene.
Very good little storytelling to get the. Yeah, because I was like, what's this guy's game here? Because obviously, like, I don't know, either he's like super stupid or he's not.
Yeah, right. Or this is like the best machine in the world.
Right. Let's see here.
This how?
The scientist refused to hand the plan. No worries, Commodore. Okay, everything contained in the body's bioelectrical field travels along.
So you're thinking like this, he's just talking bullshit. This thing cannot possibly be what he says it is.
Yeah, it sounds like he's making it up as he goes along. He says bioelectrical field. It's like, that's a word you just made up, isn't it?
Sarah, I'm just putting this on now so we can play this clip.
So castle me.
No, I can't. There's rules against royalty and commoners intermingling.
I absolve you of. Do it, or I shall have your head on a pike.
If you insist.
I just thought about that. Maybe that's the king and the commoner.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, or maybe it like means a couple of different things here.
Yeah.
Good episode titles.
Yeah.
Citizens of Corel, it's an honor.
How much do you want for it?
Yeah, it's too late. I've changed my mind.
For sir.
And it's gone. It's gone. But he doesn't get far. Apparently they were like right outside the ship. I thought that was kind of like strange.
Yeah, they caught him with him really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Or he didn't go far enough. Something.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess, you know, like they were hit to his game pretty early on. A homegirl was like, you know, he's a con man, so maybe she had already sort of
had him
like
surrounded, yeah.
Yeah. So
now we do catch it back up with our dude Belle.
Yeah, Belle Rios.
He is
going
to be sent in front of the Empire.
I want to face Day like this. This is the man he made me.
And he does go in front of him. And it's kind of like a little bit of a interesting back and forth that they have within for the Empire, or Day and Belle, because he's the one that like scorned him, embarrassed him a bit, and Day is kind of like just testing his resolve.
Yeah, more than anything.
And he's like, either hit me or what does he say? Either hit me or
I'll kill your husband.
One sends you back to the mines a widower.
I took an oath. I'll not strike my emperor.
Not even for Glawen's life.
I've had a dead husband for the last 6 years.
And he's like, okay, fine. So he meets up with his husband.
Honestly, in this scene, booty butt cheeks. In this scene, honestly, and it's probably because I've been watching too much Better Call Saul, but when he said like his husband's name and he stood up and turned around, I was expecting somebody to walk up and just shoot him in the head.
Yeah.
Like I was expecting instant death.
Right.
But but no, I was like, this is a sweet moment of their reuniting. Because both of them thought each other was dead.
I did think it was kind of sweet, but then I was like, and this is in the episode description, the age difference was a little bit sus to me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what because I watched this episode with Bill. This is, I think he's only watched like a couple of episodes with me. He's like, yo, you see, it's like they got a lot of makeup on him with all this hair, like,
right?
Weird stuff. Or is this dude robbing the cradle?
Yeah. So like even when he like goes and takes a shower, right? And I was like, okay, maybe it won't look as strange. But
Right.
then I'm like, no,
Nah.
he's too old for this guy. And he said that he's been in the on Kessel, on the salt mines of Kessel or whatever, for 6 years.
Yeah, it's like
Thinking
what?
that this guy was dead. So either the salt really fucked him up.
That would be an interesting plot point if they're just like, let's cast somebody 20 years, 30 years older because the salt.
The salt, yeah. He had skin like this before.
Belle Rios is 32 years old.
Never touched a pack of cigarettes in his life. Feels great. Now, but I'm saying, like, 6 years ago, this kid was. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a little. Hey, Bill, you got some explaining to do.
We got some explaining to do. We get the Gal Pals. And there's actually a little bit. Here, let me find this clip. Riff on something for a second.
Well, yeah. While you're looking for that clip, I just want to say how awesome it was seeing this image when we got to this scene. Just because we've been talking a lot about Dune and Star Wars and all these different influences, stuff that was influenced by Asimov, but it's really cool seeing like these two black actresses in this setting that we've seen a million different times, but it's usually two white dudes or like white ladies, or it's not this. It's never two people of color on Tatooine at the foot of the spaceship. So I was just like, it was a weird moment where I saw this and I was like, God, this is just beautiful.
Yeah.
I kind of love everything about just this shot. And even the practicality of it, just like, it doesn't feel like it's just two people in a green screen area. Like you can see how they built all these sets and they're really out in the desert.
And I agree. And they should kiss. Just one more time.
Just one more time.
Just one more time. But now, let's see here. I thought this was pretty interesting because Hardin is trying to get Gale to, just like leave. Like, wouldn't Mary fucking leave? And this little bit of his exchange here was kind of like a little harsh on Hardin's part.
My idol. Father figure I convinced myself I needed.
Yeah, it's the thing with parents, isn't it? Never quite how you build them up to be.
Well, I was like, I really like the acting on that one, just because it was like, it took her a second, to be like, oh shit, that's a slam.
Because Salvor could be, she could play it off as like, oh no, I'm talking about the parents that raised me. Everybody has parents, da 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 da, and that's kind of a general statement about parents anyway. But considering their relationship, it means so much more, and of course, just their performance of it. Salvor's flippant way of saying it while she's getting up and walking away. Gale's reaction to it is it's perfect.
I was just like, that's kind of
parents, isn't it?
Never
quite how you build them up to be.
Well, it looked like he was about to cry right there.
Right? Oh my god!
Just like, ouch. Like, first of all, bitch, I did not know I had a daughter.
Right? So I just found out a few days ago.
But then she's like, he would fucking leave. If the situations were reversed.
Just ask yourself, Gale. If the situation were reversed, what would Harry do now?
He'd fucking leave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, let's get the fuck out of here.
There you go.
Now we go back to Monty Python world, and it's Big Goofy. It's pretty interesting what they have here. It's the Titan's Prick.
Yeah, Titan's Prick, which is, God, that's so...
It's pretty brutal. It's like so... It's pretty brutal. Let's see.
Yeah.
I'm rather busy right now.
Shut up, you ass! We've come to free you! The Foundation needs you!
The vault opened yesterday! He requested your presence!
Holly!
So what is happening here is that it's just a giant like metal rod, sharp as hell at the end, and it just drops down on you. Like that's it. Like
it felt very. I don't know why this felt like something from Idiocracy to me. Like it feels like some sort of what you call it, execution they have in that world. It was like, yeah, let's put him in a yellow jacket and put him under the big knife.
Yeah, and we'll just all cheer and yeah.
It's like the most brutal way to kill somebody.
It's one of them for sure. It's I don't know.
Yeah, it's awful.
At least it's like quick, but they like looking up at a like giant spike, just knowing that thing's coming down on you. That's gotta suck.
Yeah.
He gives a little
the
speech,
target
of
on
course.
the chest.
Right.
I think that's what made me think of Idiocracy because it's so almost silly.
Right. Because it's not like it's also lined up on. It's on the person's chest, right?
Right.
But
yeah.
there's no like target on this part that he's strapped to, right? To like line it up. You know,
yeah, it's not precise.
It's not precise in any means for no measurement.
Of modest means, and I faced many obstacles in my life. Suppose it's not the past I should dwell on, but the future I'll be denied.
This guy's he's cool. He's killing it though. He's kind of chewing it up.
Yeah,
he's playing his role. So
yeah.
Oh well.
It's like, oh man, I wish I could have, given more charity and treated more people more kind. Yeah,
right.
Knowing all the while that he's can get out of this at any moment.
Yeah, he's giving a lot like Lando vibes.
Yeah, yeah,
Lando,
like all those scumbags, like I said scumbags, that lovable scumbags, the Landos, the Hans.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Sparrow, what's his name? Rick from The Mummy. Like I was thinking of the Rick Haynes scene from Mummy a lot during this scene.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I love those kinds of characters where they're just like,
yeah. So that's where I'm like, okay, even though this is silly, like these characters are very good, entertaining. I really like their adventure. I kind of like. It's a nice little aside to the crazy mind-bending stuff that we've been seeing here. And you do get the sense, and of course, this is the guy that they are looking for. It is Hober Mallow, but you also do get the sense that like everybody involved in this is going to be playing critical roles throughout the season, which is good. It's not just like a basic Marvel aside where it's just like goofy bullshit.
Right. Yeah.
The acts of charity I'll never carry out. Strangers.
Zoom in on the nuns.
I'll never meet. Enemies. Might have charmed into friends.
The way he looks at her, just
right. He's playing the whole room. He's like, hey, I could fuck you.
We could have been friends. Yeah.
Played my game too boldly, and I see that now. And here I am. I have no move that will not put me in check.
Just so silly.
Dude, like, this is the tiniest violin.
Right, yeah. Well, yeah. We got you, motherfucker. Shut the fuck up.
I'm finished. I'm finished. I've just what.
And then I
put the
think
Infinity Pool mask on him.
I knew what was coming from this.
Oh, you saw the switch coming?
Yeah, I saw the switch coming. I was just like, "There's no way that he doesn't have an out here," you know.
Yeah,
and then
I knew he was. Sorry, no, go ahead.
The switch just happened here.
Hey! What is going on? Fucking get me out of here! I am not Hober Mallow!
Secondo! Stop the rig!
I'm surprised that they were able to catch that.
Hober Mallow!
Right?
Fuck!
Sleight of hand, Your Esteem.
It is pretty funny in these moments where, like, you hear someone say a very trite, stereotypical thing is like, "Oh, Hober Mallow, I'll get you for this."
Yeah.
But people are just like, "Fuck!"
Right, exactly.
It's a little different.
Fuck will never die.
Yeah, love seeing fucking sci-fi.
And,
Though I did love Frack in Battlestar Galactica.
So he speeds off or whatever, but he also is able to commandeer he almost commandeers the cleric's ship here. And
Jump into whatever lawless zone you set your coordinates to.
Rather they shoot us down, you're better off jumping with them.
Keep him away from me. Hello. Just
like, you see how, like, that was so, like, Michael Bay right there.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I was just like, well, this is so silly and goofy.
Yeah, love that trope of just like a guy falling on a girl. It's like, "Oh, hello, what's all this then?"
Yeah. Yeah.
But I love how game this female cleric. I forgot the character's name. But yeah, I love how sort of jovial she's been since the beginning. But just ever since she saw Hober Mallow, you could tell she's like, "Oh man, I can see myself fucking him."
Yeah.
You can already tell the attraction there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't hurt you because you're a woman. I will. What's that? He's stabbing me. Is that supposed?
We've seen this before in
What was?
episode 2. Whoop.
Yeah.
Now we have this episode. We see our guy back on the ship, his ship, ready to go to the outer reaches of the Empire, and he's got his crew back. And apparently, like, his husband was one of his, like, first mates or something. I do love these. I forget what they call them, the Seekers, or
the Spacers.
The
You
Spacers,
to gravity's boot. You haven't forgotten how to space vault. We didn't.
I like their designs.
Yeah,
right?
like
Because they
tall.
are organic, right?
Yeah,
They are like real people. They're not androids, but they have been modified to be able to stay awake throughout like warp travel.
Right. Which is which I love. Yeah, like that idea for their space travel, because it just shows how hard it is and just how complicated it is. It's like we can't just like type it into a computer and then they'll do it. There is some something beyond what a computer can calculate that can make this happen. So we actually had to mesh the two technology, mesh technology and humanity together, which I think just like even more ties into that the themes of everything that's going on with Harry and Gale. It's like there's this scientific aspect, but there's this very human, supernatural aspect, and they just kind of sort of blend together to make something fantastical happen.
Yeah, and yeah, again, it's just like very really cool character design there.
Packing
And again, that's like the navigators in Dune, or the Twi'leks, where in Dune there are no like super advanced machines or androids. They don't have any of that. So they have the navigators that are able to take in a bunch of spice. They're basically not even like people anymore. They're just like in tanks, and they're able to see paths through space time because of their spice presence. And they just stay on the ship. They're basically just engines for but these guys have a purpose where they are needed to keep the ship running and functioning, but also monitoring everybody else while they're in like stasis. Because like you will just die in hyperspace if you're not within this biology.
Right. And we saw from was it the Invictus, the name of the ghost ship? Like we saw how on that ship, where it's like a generation removed of technology, how that can go bad without like the spacer technology. It's like we need somebody with this infused technology who is independent from the system, so they can like check on everybody else, make sure
exactly
like we all get to where we're supposed to get to, rather than have everything.
Which is like when you think about that, I like the trial and error
right
had to happen. Like niggas, we're getting fucked up.
Right.
It was a long time coming. And
oh man,
lost so many men.
I would love to see like the Oppenheimer-esque movie about just the creation of spacer technology. It's like we don't create it.
See that, dude. Did you go see that?
I did. I did the Barbenheimer.
Okay, so how'd you feel about Oppenheimer?
I liked it a lot. It was super depressing. It was really well made, but it was like really heavy, just like intellectually. Like they didn't show a bunch of depressing images or anything like that, but just when you walk out of it thinking about everything, it's like damn, it's really really sad. But
Did you see it in IMAX?
No, I saw it in like AMC Prime or whatever. It's like slightly larger than normal.
Yeah, I wanted to go see it in the advertised, like it's 70 millimeters, big. Did you know that there's only 19 of those theaters in the country?
Really?
Yeah. So, and I thought like maybe because my friend in Michigan was like, "Oh, I'm going to go see it in the 70, like the big boy," and I was like, "Oh, let me see if I can go see that in a theater in Chicago somewhere." And there's no place. Like when I looked it up, not in Chicago. When I looked it up, it said the closest one was in Michigan to me, and I was
That's
just like,
so wild.
To the point where I was just like, oh no, they must have like my old address or whatever, right?
Right? Yeah, I was like, let me update this.
I was like, no, what? Yeah, but there's only 19 of them.
I wanted to see in the 70 millimeter.
Sure there's 2 in California. So
yeah, there was definitely one at the AMC that I usually go to, but it was all full up the weekend I was trying to go. But honestly, it's not like I would love to see Inception or something like that. But most of the movie, it is very, it's like Aviator. I don't feel like you need to see it on the biggest screen possible.
Right.
I would even see Mission Impossible on a bigger screen before I'd see Oppenheimer on a big screen, just because it's a great movie, but I don't think that you need to see it just like even like the big, the big A-bomb scene isn't like you have to see it on the biggest screen ever.
Right. Yeah. Well, can't
Right, just to make you not feel as bad about don't drive to Michigan to to see it on the biggest screen.
So let's see here. He's like, yeah, it's not too late to back out of
Too
this
late
and
to
we can
belay
run
her.
away.
Jump locked in.
Too late now.
Yep.
All hands
That
to
was
set
cute.
pressures.
They're all in. And I was like, oh, they are cute together, but Jesus Christ, guys.
That was a cute little moment, but yeah, it did make me.
You're telling me this guy for 6 years couldn't find another husband?
Right.
It's over for him. But
Every once in a while, it'll be like Catherine Zeta-Jones and Michael Douglas.
Yeah,
right. I forget who Sarah Paulson is married to, but her wife. I was like, oh, really? Her?
Sarah Paulson's wife?
Yeah, she's also like an actress that's been in a bunch of stuff. But I was like, oh shit. Okay.
Partner.
But while you look at that, I will say that I do like the way that they develop this character as a very humanized character, and then he's on his way to fight our good guys. So it's an interesting dynamic. We're just like we come accustomed to this guy, and we understand where he's coming from, but now he's about to go fight our heroes. But you found her.
I'm sorry. I just had a blackout moment. Just because, like, how?
Right? And I was like, I had the hugest crush on Sarah Paulson. I was like, and then when I found out that she's been in a relationship with this woman for a long time, I was like, damn, though, really?
She is like, that's gonna be so sad for Sarah.
So sad.
Bro, if you showed me this picture, I would have been like, oh, she took her grandmother. I'm not even trying to be mean, guys.
No.
That's kind of strange.
It's very surprising. And even Sarah Paulson, like, I've heard her in interviews where she has a pretty good sense of humor about it. Like, she's made jokes about it's like, oh yeah, I took my grandma to the premiere the other day.
She said stuff like that?
Yeah, she's made jokes about like the age difference before, and she's a super goofy person, so I expect her to.
Awesome.
But damn, yeah, it's very surprising. Very surprising.
They
broke my heart.
That's literally like a full, like, almost 2 generations difference, right? Like,
yeah,
that literally could be her grandmother.
Yeah, because she, like, honestly, what's her name?
Sarah Paulson is 48. Holland Taylor is,
she's like, what, 70? I would say 74.
She's 80, bro.
80.
That's crazy. I'm sorry. And then since 2015.
Yeah, they've been dating for a long time.
They've been together for a long time too.
But I say that to say, Belle Rios.
It's giving the same energy.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
You can't choose who you love.
You can't choose who you love.
But what did you think about, like, are you?
I want to.
Since we spent so much time with Belle Rios as, like, humanizing him as a character, now he's about to go fight. His mission is to go take down the Foundation. Like, how do you feel that's gonna play out emotionally with just like 2 characters we care about?
He seems so motivated. There was a line we skipped over where he did say that, like, we can't run away because, like, for the sake of all of these people, I'm not running anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, fuck yeah, this guy is, like, pretty dope. When I first heard that he's going to go get this commander, I was like, oh, who's like so evil and like decrepit that the Empire had to
Right.
walk him away or whatever. It's like, oh, no, he's just like so righteous that like he would be an interference to the Empire's plan. So I think he's going to play a huge role in whatever the second crisis is that's about to happen, and leading on to the downfall of Empire.
Yeah, same. Like you were kind of expecting like Grand Emperor Thrawn type character when they were talking about him in the other episode. It's like, oh, who is this mysterious military guy? But the only reason he's so dangerous is because he's so good. Like he actually has a heart.
Yeah. He did the right thing. He does the right thing, and he's been paying for it.
Which makes sense considering who Empire is. Of course, he would look at him that way.
Right, exactly. But yeah, Thrawn is actually he's good Thrawn. From what?
Good
Thrawn. What we should surmise.
Yeah.
Thrawn before he turned blue.
Yeah, that's what makes it evil. Is the blue.
So we get this scene. They decide that they're fucking off because Seldon but it's like a mining planet, and these machines, I forget why the machines started going haywire.
Yo, I still don't understand what's going on with the mining machines. I'm assuming that they're like mining machines that were abandoned and they were just like left on autopilot and they just keep mining. But I don't know why they are like thirsty for human blood. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like what? I don't know. It just seemed like kind of like a point of tension that they wanted to add in.
Yeah.
And, I think I speak for both of us when I say we don't really need that.
Right.
But
unless
it's going to make sense, because it's just like straight up.
I get that. Yeah, they needed a
Warning: planetary surface.
You all right?
Thin.
Yeah.
Landing site unstable.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, a little late on that one.
And this was very like Force Awakens when Finn and Rey are piloting the Millennium Falcon for the first time. Just kind of like weaving in and out.
Yep.
Junkyard sites.
Come on. Nearly there.
They almost like copy it quite a bit, beat for beat.
Yeah,
it was like
Yeah, no, I was gonna say it's like half Force Awakens and half Empire when they're escaping, when they're like, oh, this is no cave, and they
right.
that last second moment. It was very, very Star Warsy all around. I really enjoyed that. I just still don't know why the mind machines want to kill people.
Right. Or don't you guys just want to mine?
Right.
Haven't you guys been asleep this whole time? Like, you guys aren't evil robots.
Right. Like, did y'all programs like at some point after we get done mining everything that could be mined, let's just program it to like kill all
everybody.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Well, it'd be great if we just but they figure out that there is a life signature on the planet.
Right.
It doesn't make sense. And I do want to say thank you so much, Apple TV, because when I was watching this, and maybe it's because I've been just overwhelmed and flooded with Disney content, but when I was watching this and it said 54 minutes, right? So like I was like right before when the Belle goes off and jumps away with a screw, I was like, credits roll, okay. But then we got a little bit more, right? Scene. And thanks Apple TV, because they put the runtime excluding credits on their thing.
Oh, right.
And I was like, beautiful.
That's a good point.
I'll give you, if I could send you guys $1 extra, I would literally do that, because thank you guys for not doing the Marvel episode thing where it's like, here's a 30-minute episode. Psych, it's 7 minutes of credits, 3 minutes of opening credits. Like,
right.
You fuckers. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, there's
Yeah,
more show.
That's one of the things. And again, I think it's just because we just finished Secret Invasion. When I turned this episode on, and I said like 54 minutes or whatever, I was like, fuck yeah, ain't no 36 minutes around this bitch. Like, this is gonna be consistently an hour TV show.
I gotta say, I wish I was feeling well for the Secret Invasion cast, because I really do have so many more thoughts about that ending, and like, it made me angry. It made me angry for like believing in the show and like giving it the benefit of a doubt.
Right.
But I think by episode 5, that's when I was just like, it's going to be trash for the rest. I was like, it's not going to work. It's not going to work unless the finale is an hour and a half. There's no way it's going to work. And right when I saw that the finale was 30 minutes, I was like, this is going to be difficult.
Yeah,
and
so disappointing.
They're going to insult us with another CGI battle with people that the same powers. You have a spycraft show.
Yeah, just make it what a
craft show. We don't need the CGI battle.
It was so
fucks.
Yeah, because like I feel like you were in the same boat where the first few episodes, the espionage side of it was pretty spectacular. Like I loved the first 3 episodes of that show, and then like I was saying with 5 is when it started to go down a little bit.
Mini rant. The fact that there was no comeuppance of like Nick Fury's like actual thing. Like he did use the scrolls for his own benefit and did not find them on home for 30 years. We never really got an explanation of why he has.
Yeah, there's not really any closure.
And I'm like, at the end, they're like, the Kree entered peace talks. With whom, Nick Fury? With fucking whom?
Yeah, I guess we're just supposed to trust that'll be
been some important information for Gravik and the rest of the scrolls to fucking know. Would Talos maybe have found that interesting to know before he died?
Before he sacrificed his life for human acceptance.
Fucking A. And then they threw away Maria Hill. And we've already talked about
we talked about your alabaster queen.
she my alabaster queen. So the thing is, and the fact that he but the fact that they threw her away, and because she's such a great character opposite of Nick Fury. I'm like, dude, that's a great character opposite of Nick Fury. Talos is a great character opposite Nick Fury.
Yeah. And they
throw both of them away. The reveal of Rhodey as being a Skrull was like so bad. Like it doesn't and here's why. I'm almost done with my rant.
No, go for
Here's
it.
why. Because Rhodey was never on Nick Fury's side throughout the series. He was always an antagonist.
Right.
So there was never a double cross within that situation. It wasn't like, oh, Rhodey's like helping Nick Fury accomplish his goal, reveal he's a Skrull. He's been actually played into completing a different agenda, you know?
Right. Yeah, there wasn't a subversion of expectations, but it was just like a gratification of your suspicions. Like they made you suspect him throughout the series, and then they were like, "Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you're
Yeah, it's
correct.
him."
But then again, that's the part that's like, if it's not Rhodey that's going to be doing that, then have someone be part of Nick Fury's team that reveals themselves to be a Skrull the whole time that has been
Mhm.
playing him. Like some type of double cross or triple agent type of shit, you know?
Yeah.
There was never any type of thing like that where they mess with that. And you have the Skrulls, like why don't you do that? It
Yeah.
makes me angry.
And I would almost even say that it was like, oh man, I guess it was just written not as well, or it could have been handled by a better writer. But there were so many moments in the first few episodes we were like praising the writing, especially the dialogue. That first
Mhm.
episode, they had a lot of fun with just like, Martin Freeman's a Skull, and now like RAMXES is a Skrull as Nick Fury shooting Maria, and like they had a lot of
Mhm.
fun with just like that espionage stuff and teasing that there could be a lot of stuff
Mhm.
for the show, but they didn't really
And
have
the
as much as
first 2 episodes were both an hour each. Like, the 6
Yeah.
episode structure is not working. It's just not working, especially if you're only making your tampering out at, like, 30 minutes. The fucking finale could have been just a fucking TikTok, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I
Yeah.
would have got the fucking point. Like, if there was nothing in that double cross, so where it was like, yeah, with Nick Fury, being in 2 places at once, I was like, I already saw it. I already saw the
Yeah.
con and everything, and it was just really frustrating. Oh, what if everybody knows their scrolls and the world gets more paranoid and starts attacking, officials? And yeah, that would have been fucking awesome to see, guys.
Yeah,
That would have
like
been
in
great.
episode 4.
That
Yeah.
no, I'm saying like episode 1 or 2.
Mm.
Like make it
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, because that was a pretty raw scene where when like dude just
People are
shoots like the
shooting
prime
a
minister or
scroll,
whatever. Yeah.
and she doesn't change, and like people are getting it wrong. Like that is such an
Yeah.
interesting concept to go by, and a lot of the show could
Yeah.
have been about that, like mass paranoia.
But I
But
think it's just like a symptom of the mouse not wanting it to go too far. The mouse always wants to is like, we'll let you touch on these aspects, which is why
Mhm.
that final like monologue at the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier seemed just like so clunky.
Mhm.
And Rhodey himself, or not Rhodey, Nigga Bird. Why he always he never really got an idea of where he stood, of like, it's like, why did you give up the shield? Why didn't you take the shield? I don't know. It's like, why are you Captain America now? I don't know. Like they didn't really get to the bottom of that
right,
until like that last monologue.
Mhm.
Because they don't really, it's like, we'll let you talk about it a little bit. It's
Mhm.
like not too much. And I think that's where Secret Invasion was hindered. It's like we could have really made the show about this, but it's like,
Mhm.
let's just touch on it a little bit, and just the idea of it make people scared. And we don't
And
really
it's
have
just
to get
like,
into that
oh,
much.
we promise we won't have like a super soldier serum. It'll actually just be a vial of all of the Avengers DNA.
Right, yeah. Yes. It's the new
Like,
soldier
you
serum.
fucks. You fuckers. And Gaia was just like, it's like, we don't need that character. That
Yeah.
character is already so problematic in my mind for how she functions. It
Mhm.
doesn't make sense. It's like, oh, you have literally the world ender. She can solve any fucking problem.
It's annoying. I really hate
I
that they
do
both got
not
the
like
powers
that.
at the end. Yeah.
I do not like that. Like Captain Marvel is already so OP.
Yeah, do you need Captain Marvel's powers and then everybody else's?
Like that's so ridiculous. So ridiculous. Oh my god.
Oh man.
Yeah, they're going to have to find a way to nerf her or something, because that is it's ridiculous.
It's a bit too much, yeah.
Anyway, back to Foundation.
Yeah, Foundation.
I'm sorry, I didn't get to do the finale stream.
Right? No. Yeah, I get it.
And I started this channel to be heard. And here you are, Alex. Hear me. But this is the mind trip of this episode here. I thought this was kind of funny.
I've got a pulse, Salvor. He's real. He's alive. What are you?
What?
I thought that was funny because I didn't know that she was there. I
rewound it. I was just like, wait, where the fuck is she at? Like, located right now? Because, like, how did you even see her?
Right? Gale got some really good eyes.
Yeah. He's real, Salvor.
You can also tell in this.
I've got a pulse, Salvor. He's real. He's alive.
Like, well, yeah, you phase through him every single other time. So.
Yeah.
What are you?
Eye just closes. This whole sequence, I was just like, what the fuck is happening? Why are the robots attacking? Like, what's going on? Why is any of this going on right now?
This is one part where I could tell these guys don't have quite the budget of the bigger studios because the zip back up to the ship was it was cut pretty economically. It's like we don't have to see her go all the way up. Let's just like
let's see. Okay. Rising, the hand is falling.
Some CGI. And we're just
like what the that was economic as fuck. Yeah. just rising because they were rising so slowly. So why are they getting like thrusted back into this? That's kind of crazy.
Not bad because again, it still looks really, really good. And I think that I only think about that because I'm watching Mission Impossible and like Dark Knight Rises, where you see like scenes like this where they it's like, oh, let's focus on the practicality. This is really Tom Cruise almost killing himself.
Right.
Like we're not gonna put these actors through this. Let's just we can fix it in post.
Right. It's not the important part. This is the important part, right?
Right, yeah, this is the important part.
Hurry, wake up, come on.
You have a body. How is this possible?
I don't know.
They were tripping balls right there. He's like, how the fuck is this happening? I'm scared.
Right? It's like, I was just about to ask you the same thing.
I don't fucking know. Like,
yeah, both of the performances.
Having a body all of a sudden, like just being in existence.
Yeah, because I'm curious what the last thing this Seldon remembers. Is the last thing he remembers being stabbed? Does he remember all the conversations they've had, like in the because there's also even two different electronic consciousnesses, because there's the one on Terminus, and they've explained that that's different than this one that they've been interacting with. So it's like, what all does this guy know?
And and then there's the body, because now I can only presume that Cal I want to call her Kal-El. And she's also a you know, a AI thing,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
So I almost have the suspicion that AI Seldon could still be in that vault with Kelly, maybe even part of him.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but she did say that they are going to meet again.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was trippy. We definitely got a lot more questions than answers.
Mhm.
Um,
Which is cool
but
because it's
I
like
do
this is still
like.
the top of the season. So and
Mhm,
they have like 10 episodes each season, right? Or like
yeah,
12. Yeah.
it was 10 maybe last time, but yeah.
We still have a lot of story left and a
Mhm,
lot of chances for them to answer all these questions. And yeah, I'm just so intrigued by the whole idea of these AI force ghosts and the different powers that are implicated with Gale's powers, Salvo's powers,
mhm.
whatever's going on with Harry now that he's a real boy. Um, yeah, I'm super stoked to see where all this goes.
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. Let's see here. See how the season is doing. Yeah, that's the end of the episode. Um, and I want to see if
Check and see how popular it is.
Poplar. Yeah, I think like Google is beefing with IMDb.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because like usually, well, before it used to like you type in a show, you can
Oh,
pretty
yeah, it'll
much
be like the
see it
first
on
thing that pops
IMDb the
up.
first
Yeah.
thing, but now I almost always have to type in IMDb.
Yeah, actually, I've noticed that too. I've had to type in IMDb with my stuff lately too.
Mhm.
Mm.
So let's see here. Conspiracy. Who knows? Uh,
Let us
yeah, it
know in
looks
the
like this is going
comments.
to be 10
Okay.
episodes a season.
Awesome. Awesome.
Let's see here. Da, 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 da. Okay, so we have 3 episodes so far. 7.3
Okay.
on the first one, 7 on the second one, which that's interesting. I thought the second one was actually um I think I like that one better.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like the second episode was a pretty strong episode.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we have episode names too. But this says sitting at 7.3 right now.
And Kamina, top rated.
And Kamina. And let's see here. 396 votes. Not too bad. Lou LaBelle.
Belle. Man.
My Zimbabwean queen.
Hey, well, we'll have a double date with the gal pals.
Yeah.
I'll take Salvor out for a nice fish sandwich.
Okay, let's see if there's no trivia so far here.
No trivia.
These reviews. Everything season 1 got right, season 2 got wrong. Wow, that's kind of interesting because I'm thinking like everything with the pacing that season 1 had has been fixed this season.
Same. Yeah, I feel like season 2 has definitely been improved.
This episode is so boring and lifeless.
Wow.
I am hoping that this isn't a sign of things to come. Plenty talking and very little action. In fact, the action scene was extremely laughable. It was kind of laughable. And just when I was saying that the series was moving excitingly very fast, they decided to slow it down to literally nothing, which is exactly what the episode was about. From the beginning to the end, you can literally skip this episode and you won't miss a thing. And not to even mention, they had to bring in some homosexual couple. Okay.
Let me just say,
we gotcha. You should have just started with that, and I wouldn't have.
Right? You told on yourself. It's like also completely unrelated.
I
I'm a
can't
homophobe.
believe it. Now you're going to force viewers to watch homosexual scenes. There was no homosexual scene in this.
Right?
They were literally
any more than there
like,
was a heterosexual scene, like with like because we see homegirl
Homegirl, yeah.
have dude fall on top of her.
Right.
I guess that's a heterosexual scene.
Right, yeah. No comments on that. And yeah, that was more touching. Like this time it was just like we don't even we're not even gonna I guess there was a kiss here, like on off camera.
Yeah, I don't think that they actually even
It was
kissed or
like
anything, did they?
it was
Oh no, yeah, that's
right
right.
here,
It was
yeah.
like, yeah,
But like come on, guys. Like
right.
that's not
Come on, if that makes you upset, at least you got Demerzel like sex massaging Empire's face during the scene.
right. It's very erotic stuff here. But they were like, don't touch me, I'm gross.
Yeah.
I've got lice.
That was so sad.
Yes.
No, Sarah Paulson and
oh, Sarah Paulson and her boo.
I will just say, like, it's so weird when people use when people say that a show is boring or an episode is boring. I almost always know what they're gonna say is that oh, it's just people talking. It's like, but what were they talking about? Did the story move along? Did it make you like? Was it tense? It's like two people talking in a room could still be very interesting.
Exactly. That I would say that's some of the most interesting parts of the show.
Exactly.
And
and also someone saying like nothing, you could skip this episode and nothing, you wouldn't miss anything. How about the fact that Harry Seldon has a body?
Yeah,
that's pretty huge.
And what about we met Hober
yeah, we met Hober Mallow, fucking Captain Jack Sparrow of the space.
Yeah, Hober Calrissian. And he, like that's so ridiculous because you can say that like, oh, this was a little bit fillery maybe, but at the same time I won't say it wasn't entertaining. Like it was pretty good, I would say, actually.
I enjoyed it a lot. I would probably say episode 2 is higher rated in my head. But I like this one a lot.
I'm gonna give this one a 7. That seem fair?
Oh yeah, absolutely. 7 is it's a solid 7.
And I would actually give both of these 8s.
Same. The first two had it's a really strong opening.
We do have episode title Where the Stars Are Scattered Thinly. That's a badass episode title.
It really
we already
is.
Have a synopsis for that. Queen Sereth and Dawn share a moment. Oh, I can't wait for Queen Sereth to come back. She's a very interesting character to me. Dawn share a moment as she tries to learn more about Day. Brothers Constant and Polly bring Hober Mallow to Terminus. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. That's definitely going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, I imagine a lot of comedy with Hober Mallow and the brothers Constance. Those are all very like we said. This has been a very contemplative, like sort of serious TV show, and these have been the more jovial characters of this season. So I'm excited to see the three of them interact with each other.
Oh, who's that character? It's Isabella Laughland. That's almost like a perfect name for like
this
character.
Right.
Laughland is literally like
I hail from the land of laughs.
Oh, she was in
she
was in the Harry Potters.
She's a British actor, so of course she was in Harry Potter and Black Mirror.
Right. Not much I've seen before, but yeah, she definitely has a pretty expensive filmography.
Yeah, she been out here.
And stuff. She's out here. She out here. But yeah, that kind of covers it for this episode.
Yeah.
Anything else we want to talk about? Riff on?
Not really.
Going to see anything?
I just saw. Me and my brother got an advanced screening of the new Ninja Turtles movie, so I'm going to be doing a review on that. Hopefully, I'm going to come out with my video analysis of that, like on the day of the premiere.
So you've already seen it?
Yeah, I already seen it.
Okay. Thumbs up, thumbs down?
I would say, yeah, thumbs up for sure.
Okay.
I can see some diehards being upset about some lore changes.
Mm-hmm.
But animation was great. Comedy was great. I love how, like, I don't know, the turtles are definitely coded as like black characters.
Oh,
but yeah, and I really,
as they should be.
Yeah, as they should be. I have no problems with that. And yeah, it was an interesting take. Animation is sick. Like, I really like how we're getting out of the samey Pixar vibe of animated movies, and everybody's taking some.
It's the Across the Spider-Verse effect,
right? Yeah. Oh man, who knew that movie was going to have such a big impact? I thought that was gonna. When they first announced that movie, I was like, all right, this is a money grab from Sony. Another one that I'm not gonna watch.
Right.
Like, but yeah,
Sony is so weird because they're like, yeah, here's the best superhero movie of all time, and then here are a lot of the worst ones.
Right.
We have a full slate of the worst ones for you.
Yeah, the spectrum of best to worst is
from the studio that was fooled into releasing Morbius twice. Brings you the most amazing experience that you'll have in a cinema. Like, okay, you guys gotta get on the same page here.
Oh my gosh, so the greatest con. But no, what about you? You seen anything interesting lately? You want to talk about what this season?
Yeah, just Tyrone. I'll be working on that. I'll actually probably be working on the Idol video, just adding in my own stuff tonight so I can drop it tomorrow. Need to drop one more video before the month is over, just so I can squeeze a little bit more of that ad revenue. And so I want to drop something tomorrow. So you'll if anyone's watching this right now, we got 4 people watching. You should be seeing Idol video, mostly helmed by Alex, on the channel, re-uploading his on the Drunk Banthas cast, and just want to see, like, just as a little experiment, see how that goes. Maybe it gets your video a bit more exposure, your channel a bit more exposure. Really can't wait for you guys to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark, because that's when things get really fun on YouTube. You know, you guys are going to be able to set up your own live streams and stuff too. And so
I'm excited about that, and honestly, I've been excited about just like us being able to talk about different stuff, like us being able to talk about the Idol week to week, and now with the video analysis and with Foundation. I'm going to be making a video about Foundation after the season's over, and us being able to talk about it week to week is really awesome. Like, you know, really just talk, especially since it's so different.
Right. Yeah.
You're not going to be able to cover everything we're going to be able to talk about week to week. It's been super fun, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much for coming on. Thank you, Crap Mo Stank, for commenting from Twitch. And I really hope that you get your ham right. You poor child.
Feel bad for the smells in that room. Yeah. Godspeed.
But yeah, thanks for joining us. This has been great. again, we will be covering Foundation till the wheels fall off. Me,
Sure.
the Into Never, what's up? Thanks for joining us right at the end.
Uncle
Appreciate
Baby
you.
Bill.
And yeah, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And Alex, do you want to just say where people can find you real quick? Or
Yeah, of course. You guys can find us on our YouTube channel, where we talk about sci-fi, fantasy, horror, and all the popular art that we love. Also, we do it drunk on our Drunk Banthas podcast, where we're talking about Righteous Gemstones, Bruce Lee's Warrior, and we also have a show called Does It Hold Up that comes out every other Monday at 4:20 a.m. where we talk about hold. Yeah, that's the new show where we talk about classic genre films to see if they are as good or as bad as we remember. That's every other Monday at 4:20 a.m. The next episode is going to be Tank Girl on August 7th. I'm very excited about that one dropping.
All right. But yeah, thanks again for joining me. This has been 9 Nerd Yards from the city planet of Trantor. Alex is the Holland Taylor to my Sarah Paulson. Braxis to my Seldon. And we will catch you guys next week. We're out. Peace.
Stay safe, you beautiful nerds.